In this demonstration, we will be learning about how to use Git using the Eclipse. Firstly, to do this demonstration, we exactly need one repository. Either it can be a local repository or you can have a remote repository. So in this demonstration, I am going to show you with a remote repository, and that is the common regular way of using it in the industry also. So as we know, I have a Bitbucket account here, and in this Bitbucket account, I have a project, okay, called vehicle management. In this vehicle management, I have an web application. So this is the web application for a vehicle management. Now let me go back to the web application. So I got index.html, main.html, and supplies. Now this is one tool that is required. Now the other one is you need to have Eclipse in your system. Now it's a very easy to download the Eclipse. Go to Google, download the Eclipse, and just unzip it, and you should be able to see Eclipse. Let me open the Eclipse IDE. Now it will ask for the workspace. Just launch it in the appropriate workspace, whichever is required for you. Let's wait for the Eclipse to come up. Now my Eclipse is ready. It's actually loading all the tools, and we are good to go. So the first thing that you need to look at is this part. So there is a part here, or there is an application, okay, called Open Perspective. So click on Open Perspective. The moment you click on Open Perspective, the Eclipse will show you a dialog box and identify the Git here. So you can use F2 to display the description of the selected perspective. Let me click on F2 and you'll be able to see the description of that perspective. Now click on Open. It will actually show you the Git management console. For example, on the left side, you can see select one of the following to add a repository to this view. I can clone a Git repository, or I can create a new local repository, or I can add an existing local repository. Anything that you want, you can go ahead and select. This is as equivalent to as using a Git bash or source tree. Now let us go ahead and click on clone a Git repository, because I already have a repository here. Now let me clone it. So copy the clone command, come here, put the URI here. So you can see it has automatically filled up. Now the only thing is it is asking for us to enter the username, password. Now this is my password. Okay, let me take my password also. Put the password here and put the username and click next. Now it's going to actually download and clone it. Now you can exactly see here, it is showing me the two different branches, development branch as well as the master branch. Click on next. Now it is asking you where exactly you want to store the directory, the entire repository. In this case, it is actually the default branch. I can go ahead and choose a different branch if required. For example, in my case, I want to store it here in this folder. I want to start with the master branch and the remote is the origin. Again, I can go ahead and change it. It's up to us. Any name that you give it here, whenever you are running a push command, you need to give the same name and click on finish. So it is actually cloning. Once the cloning is done, it will give us a confirmation, and you can see that the cloning is done, and you can see different branches that are available, different tags, various kinds of features, remote, origin, and working tree. Working tree is where your actual files are there. For example, you can observe it here. We have readme, index, main, and supplies. Similarly, we have index, main, readme, and supplies. So if you want to do any changes, you can go ahead, double click on this and open it in the editor. So that one benefit that you will get from Git is it has an inbuilt editor. So that's absolutely fine. Maybe for example, I just want to add a second line. Now you're done. You just need to go ahead and click on save it. Okay, once you save the file, now you need to go ahead and update this. Now it's very easy. Right click here on the repository. Okay, you can see all the details here. You can right click here, and you had all the options. If you first thing is, once you do any file, that has to move into the indexing stage. Now you can see here whether your file is indexed or not. You can observe it in the appropriate boxes. Now I have different options here which I can do it. For example, if I want to commit. Now the moment I put it for commit, it is asking me there are unstaged changes and there are staged changes. Now what you need to do is you need to move the file from unstaged to staged and then do a commit. Now I can, if I have a different author name, I can go ahead and give a different author name or committer name and do a commit. This is equivalent to git commit. Once you do the commit, either you can actually commit and push simultaneously or you can just commit. Let me do a commit and push. See, there are no stage files. That's why it is not showing me commit and push. The alternative way is right click here and then do a commit. It's already showing. Let me do a push to the origin, and you see it is pushing and it is asking for me to enter the username password. Just log in. I'm not storing it so that it can ask me multiple times, and click on close. That's it. You're done. And you can refresh the repository and you will be able to see the necessary changes, and you can see 54 seconds ago there is a change in the file, and you can observe that this is a second line change. I hope that was interesting and looking forward to see you in the next demonstration.